Oh my god, it was motherfucking Dragonglass. Yes, I know. Ah! Hey guys, I am Torchwood Boy. You would not believe the amount of comments I have had. It's Dragonglass, it's Dragonglass! And Hodor's not a warg. I know Bran accidentally warged into him. I learned all this on the second viewing. But my god, how many people told me that? I was like, oh, my face literally melted. That I got some people were like going. There was one guy in particular. He posted. What did he post? He posted, very disappointed that you did not know it was Dragonglass. I mean, first of all, it happened so quickly that I was like, what the fuck, you know, and everything was happening. So I think I was just very confused. I would have picked up on it, you know, had I rewatched it and stuff. And when I did rewatch it, I picked up on it as well. I was like, oh yeah, she used a Dragonglass spear, which, you know, Sam gave them when they all met at the other castle. That's not Castle Black, but one of the abandoned castles. And he was like, but you did not know this, so I am now cancelling my subscription. I'm sorry. But I can't, it's not like I didn't know it, it's just that I wasn't, you know, I was a bit like all over the place. But thank you to the 347 people who commented about Dragonglass. 347 people. Right, on with the review. So yes, the basic summary of the door is that a lot of stuff happens in the door. You know, we have Arya at the play. You know, free the penis. Emily Clark's final sort of demand for Game of Thrones was to free the penis, and she got it done. Although it would have been better if it wasn't like just like appeared out of nowhere. It was like, whoa, okay, that's a penis. and of course the culmination of the storyline was Bran and Hodor sort of end, and how Bran, not his fault, well, it was his fault, but not intentionally, fucked Hodor up. It was a complete accident. But we'll get to all that. So, starting off with my top 3 characters. In at number 3 for this episode, I think I'm going to have to go to Bran and start. Bran did a lot of stupid things this episode. He went off on his own in a vision. He stayed in the vision while also walking to Hodor, which resulted in Hodor, I suppose you could say. And he, you know, he wasn't his fault. He's only a kid, and you have to remember that, you know. But he does need to take his responsibilities more clearly. By the way, I have my own direwolf with me today. He's right there. Freddy! Look alive, Fred. No, I think he's dead. Okay. So anyway, Bran, he was a very good character. He's a very good character, and he sort of, when he's out in the thing, and I thought he was really brave walking through all those wires. I'd be like, oh hell no, get me out of here! And he's like walking through them like, oh, this is cool. This vision's cool. I'd be like, no, bye. So yeah, it was really cool to see Bran sort of growing up, but also, you know, he's still making mistakes, and his mistake cost Hodor his life. And I think that's a really sort of important theme about how your decisions have consequences, even though you do not mean them, and it's totally an accident. You still have they still have consequences. In at number 2, I gotta give it to Mira. Wow, what a standout episode for you, MVP. You used a Dragonglass spear and killed a White Walker. That was very impressive. You saved Bran, you dragged him away, and you also gave Hodor his name. What don't we love about you, Mira? If it wasn't for you yelling, hold the door, he'd never been Hodor. But you know what, you were the MVP. Also, I'm going to give a special shout out before I get to my number 1 for an honourable mention to Summer. We will miss you, Summer. I want to forget the day that you saved Caitlyn and little Bran when he was only a little boy from that assassin sent by the Lannisters to kill him after they saw Cersei and Jaime going at it. Although that's really weird and I shouldn't do that. But yes, a very, very, very sad death, of course, for Summer. Now, in at number 1, Hodor. Right, moving on. No, Hodor was amazing, guys. He was just incredible, and I think the best thing about the Hodor scene, sort of, and the Hodor character is when he's at the end, he's holding the door, and they're breaking through, and they're slicing, they're ripping at his face and his clothes, and he's still holding this. He's like a motherfucking badass. He's like, I'm not letting go of this stuff for nothing. This was my destiny. And why is it that everyone who says something about destiny in a TV show dies? You know, it was Hodor's destiny to defend the door, and he died. Destiny. Never use destiny in a TV show, your characters. But, you know, he was holding the door, and he just would not let it go, and that showed a character that, you know, has been building up to this purpose all his life, and that was his purpose. And I wonder whether he knew. You know, I wonder whether he saw any of Bran's sort of vision, you know, the other way, or you know, when Willis' sort of eyes went, I wonder whether he saw what was happening in the future. I don't know. So maybe he knew all along, maybe he didn't, I don't know, but it was cool all the same. So, my top 3 moments. In at number 3, Summer's sacrifice and the Children of the Forest sacrifice as well. When they basically, Summer dived in and... At number 2, my second favourite moment was Mira killing the White Walker. With the dragon glass... Oh god, it was a dragon glass spear, when she launched it and it got him in the throat, and he was like, and just for that split second you saw that moment where he was like, this is the moment when this White Walker fucked up, boom, and he explodes, and you're like, wow, that is really, really cool, and sort of really well done as well, because it confused the shit out of me. I was like, whoa, what, how did she do that? And then obviously it was dragon glass spear, as you all told me, and you all yelled at me, and you all screamed at me. I'm kind of bitter. But in at number 1, of course, it is the door scene of Hodor holding the door as Mira's running, going, hold the door, hold the door. You got Willis in the past and Bran watching, going, hold the door on the ground, and then he's eventually merging into Hodor. It was all brilliant, guys. It was fantastic. My honourable mention for my favourite scene goes from something that's not in that particular scene, and that was Arya watching Ned get beheaded in the play. Very reminiscent of season 1 when Ned got beheaded. Very sort of strange that she was in a crowd watching her father die again. It was very cool, and I liked how the parallels between season 1 and season 6. I liked that. Any negatives? Yeah, Summer and Hodor died. And it was sort of like really sad, and I was a bit like, that's kind of sad. But it didn't affect my overall viewing. I also should bring up the fact that I was really impressed about the fact that we got the White Walker origin, even though it was very sort of, I don't know whether it was rushed or just very short, and how they inserted obviously Dragonglass, by the looks of it. I might be wrong, but you know, I just like Dragonglass now. Obsidian or whatever into his chest, and he became a White Walker. Obviously they used some kind of magic as well. It was very well done. I'm giving this episode a 10 out of 10, guys. It was epic. I barely give anything a 10 out of 10, but seriously, loved it, loved it, loved it. I hope you guys leave me some nice comments this time in the comments below. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow for me, but tonight for you guys, I assume, Game of Thrones. I hope you have a great day, and I do love you all, and if I screw up something else, then yeah. I'm sorry.